Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about reflection in class 7. When you enter a dark room, what do you observe? Nothing. How surprising. But things are there. Let's switch on the light of that room. What we see? You are able to see everything. Wow. How is it possible? Let us understand. When light falls on object and bounces back from the object, we are able to see it. We need to understand what is bouncing back. Let's understand it with some example. If I throw a ball towards the wall or on the floor, what will happen to the ball? It will bounce back to me. When it bounces back to me, means it is unable to go through. This phenomenon of bouncing back of light is known as reflection. What happens when a ray of light falls on transparent, translucent and opaque object? We will observe this. Very carefully see it. When light is coming towards a transparent object, it is letting the light to pass. Translucent object, it is not allowing the light fully to pass, but some amount of light is definitely coming through. But in case of opaque object, what is happening? Nothing is passing through. Now this nothing is passing through will help us in understanding reflection. Let's make the opaque surface shiny and polished. When light falls on the opaque surface, it bounces back. This bouncing back of light is known as reflection. Before we move ahead, we need to understand the definition of reflection. Reflection is bouncing back of a ray of light when it falls on a shiny and opaque surface, especially into the same medium. It will not leave to another medium. Now, depending on the smoothness and roughness of a surface, reflection is divided into two categories. Number one, you can see on the screen, regular reflection. What is regular reflection? If I talk about the definition, regular reflection is bouncing back of a beam of light into the same medium as it is coming. But a new word which you will hear is beam. Beam is combination of multiple rays coming parallel together. You can see on the screen 1, 2, 3 rays are coming. They are coming. This is my reflecting surface, bouncing and then in the same way going parallelly. This is a regular reflection. Now if I talk about regular reflection, in practically we can see when I am standing in front of a mirror, I can see my image. This is a practical example of regular reflection. The second type of reflection which we will know is irregular reflection. Previous one we heard about a plane surface. Now if I make the surface waved, curved, rough, anything you can say, and we consider a beam of light falling on it. See it carefully. Same way as previous one, the beam of light is falling. But now what is happening? The beam of light is not going as it was going previously. Now one is going in this direction, one is in that direction, one is in another direction. This is irregular reflection, where the light is not going as it was coming. Practically speaking, if you go to a seashore, a wet seashore or a river bank, a bird is walking on the seashore. Are you able to see the reflection of the bird fully over there? No, the bird is not fully visible, but we can see a partial image of the bird over there. This is irregular reflection. Physics is a subject of assumption. There are multiple laws for explanation of whatever topic you want to study. Like for example, we are studying reflection, so we will have law according to it. The law is law of reflection. Before we go towards the statement of the law, we need to understand how the light reflects and how we are going towards the law of reflection. Let us consider a reflecting surface PQ, where we are considering a point O, from where we will draw the normal. PQ, considering a point O, from where the normal is drawn. Normal is always perpendicular to the reflecting surface. Now Let us consider from point A. From point A, the ray of light is coming and striking the mirror at point O. When it strikes the mirror, according to the reflection, it will bounce back. When it bounces back, it is going towards B. OA is our incident ray. OB is our reflected ray. If I talk about angles, you will see there are angles also made over. Angle I is the angle made between AO and NO. As it is the angle between normal and incident ray, it is known as angle of incidence. Similarly, coming towards left hand side, we are able to see there is an angle made between OB and ON. As it is the angle between normal and reflected ray, this is known as angle of reflection. Now let us understand what we have just seen using I and R. If I consider the angle of incidence coming at an angle of 30 degree with the normal, and what will happen to it? When it bounces back, it will again make an angle of 30 degree with the normal. Means my angle I is more or less or always when reflecting on a plane surface is equal to angle R, that is angle of reflection. Before we move ahead, we need to know about what are the laws. Statement of the laws, very important. Statement number 1, angle of incidence is always equals to angle of reflection when the reflection takes place on a plane surface. Statement number 2, all the three rays, that is incident ray, reflected ray and the normal, will always lie on the same plane. They will not go to another plane. They will not cross the mirror. Everything will happen on one side of the mirror. We need to know what is a mirror. Mirror is the best possible reflecting surface what we have. Now, when you get up in the morning, you go to bathroom or go anywhere, you look at your face in the mirror and ask yourself, how I am looking today? Means it gives you the reflection what you are. But we have to know what are the characteristics of a good mirror. Characteristics number 1, it must not absorb any light which is falling on it. Number 2, it must reflect each and every portion of the light which is falling on it. Number 3, there must not be any transmission. Mirrors are categorized into 3 categories depending on their shape, their position, their polished surface. Let us have the categories. Category number 1, plane mirror. Category number 2, concave mirror. Category number 3, convex mirror. Among these, 2 are spherical mirror. We will understand these one by one. Number 1, plane mirror. It is not a spherical mirror. It is visible everywhere. You can see it at your home. It gives you accurately your size, what you are. That's why we use it in our homes. One side of a mirror is silvered, another side is reflecting so that we can see our reflected image. Category number 2, concave mirror. Very importantly, this is a part of a spherical mirror which is not straight now. It will be curved. Curve means one side is having a lesser radius, another is having a greater radius, means it is having some thickness. Now in case of concave mirror, the outer surface is polished and the inner surface is shiny. We cannot see anything if we stand towards the outer surface, but we can see ourselves when we stand inside the inner surface. See the image. When it is drawn, outer surface is polished or say silvered, inner surface is shiny. The third category of mirror is convex mirror. which is having same orientation that of a concave mirror. Concave mirror was having the silvered surface, outer surface or outside inner was reflecting. But in case of convex mirror, the inner surface is now silvered or polished. The outer surface is reflecting. See the diagram very carefully. The inner surface is polished. Light cannot enter. But the outer surface is reflecting surface. So with this we have three categories. Plane, which is at our home, concave and convex, which is used for different purpose in our day-to-day life. From today's lecture, we are able to understand multiple things. Most important thing, why we are able to see an object kept in front of us. How we are able to differentiate between a proper image and improper image means we are able to see it and we are unable to see it. Number 3, which we are able to understand, where we will see a different categories of our faces, ourselves with looking at the mirror. Plane, normal, concave, convex, abnormal. In one case, larger, in another case, bit smaller. That's why these things are very important for us. In car radiators, car things, or say car looking glasses, many other things, day-to-day life, everywhere this word reflection is very, very important to us.